Theme 5, Parable of Humility and Gratitude. 5.1 A small gift, a big lesson. When gratitude awakens humility. On a narrow street in the outskirts of Paris, where old cafes lined the sidewalks and sunlight streamed through vintage window panes, a wealthy merchant named Antoine walked, carrying his leather briefcase, eyes focused on business papers. In his 40s, impeccably dressed, his laughter and speech radiated confidence and a certain pride typical of the successful. That day, after finishing a long business meeting, Antoine's gaze fell on a boy selling flowers by the roadside. The boy was small, his clothes worn and patched, eyes clear but reflecting constant worry. Antoine stopped, staring at the bright bouquet in the boy's hands. "Bonjour, little one. How much for these?" Antoine asked politely, though curiosity flickered in his tone. "2 euros, monsieur," the boy replied, his voice trembling. Antoine frowned, glancing at his wallet. 2 euros meant nothing to him, but the boy's kind smile and hopeful eyes made him pause. He hesitated, then handed over the money. "Here, take it." The boy bowed and murmured, "Merci, monsieur." But instead of handing him the flowers, the boy placed a small, delicate bouquet in Antoine's hands. "Pour vous, monsieur. Just a little gift for your kindness." Antoine stared at the bouquet, a strange warmth stirring in his chest. He was used to receiving expensive gifts, lavish items, compliments, and respect, but a small gift from a poor boy stirred something deep within him. He stammered, unsure how to respond. "Sika, really? You're giving me this?" The boy smiled gently, eyes bright. "Oui, monsieur. Just to say thank you, because today you bought my flowers." Antoine held the bouquet, feeling his pride slowly dissolve, replaced by a soft warmth. He looked at the boy, voice gentle. "Merci, little one. I will remember this." Inside, a quiet struggle unfolded. Antoine had long believed that success and wealth measured personal worth, and that the poor were seldom worthy of gifts or lessons. Yet now, a boy giving a small bouquet taught him humility and gratitude. In the days that followed, Antoine placed the bouquet on his desk, looking at it every morning before work. Each petal reminded him of a simple yet profound lesson. Gratitude does not depend on money or status, but on the ability to recognize and cherish the simplest of things. One afternoon, as he walked down the street again, Antoine met the boy. He was selling flowers as before, eyes still bright. Antoine stopped, smiling. "Bonjour. Comment siez-vous? How is business today?" The boy looked up, eyes shining. "Bien, monsieur. Thanks to you. I could buy some seeds for my little garden." Antoine smiled, handing the boy a fresh bouquet. "These are for you. Not for money, just a gift, to say I'm grateful for your kindness too." The boy eagerly accepted it, hands trembling. "Merci, monsieur. You make me very happy." In that moment, Antoine understood something he had never felt before. Humility does not diminish him, but reveals the true value of the heart. Gratitude is not grandiose or showy. It is sincerity expressed through simple, everyday gestures. In the days that followed, Antoine frequently visited the street, chatting with and helping the boy. More importantly, he reminded himself that whether rich or powerful, one must appreciate the small gifts from the heart and learn gratitude for what seems ordinary but holds profound meaning. One day, standing by his office window overlooking Paris, Antoine held the boy's delicate bouquet, thinking, "Life has taught me that gratitude is strength. To be grateful is not just to receive, but to feel and cherish every moment, every simple act." He looked at the bouquet, watched the boy laughing as he ran down the street, and smiled genuinely, not just with pride, but with true humility and deep gratitude. Each time Antoine inhaled the bouquet's fragrance, he remembered the boy and the lesson that true wealth lies not in possessions, but in the ability to appreciate and be thankful. From that moment, Antoine lived each day with an open heart, learning humility and gratitude for even the smallest yet most powerful gifts. Paris remained bustling, people hurrying past, yet in Antoine's office, the small bouquet stood quietly, sunlight streaming in as a reminder that humility and gratitude can transform a life. And sometimes, a small gift from a poor child is enough to awaken immense values in the heart of a wealthy man. 5.2 The Lost Gem, when gratitude illuminates simple joy. On a bustling street in Cairo, where donkey carts mingled with car horns and the friendly shouts of street vendors, a young woman named Layla walked, her eyes carefully observing her surroundings. Layla was 20, petite, with a bright face and sparkling eyes that reflected sensitivity and kindness. She was born into a humble family, always taught to cherish what she had and live sincerely. That day, as Layla passed through the old market, sunlight filtered through the wooden canopies, casting light on colorful stalls. She suddenly noticed something glinting among the gravel on the ground. Bending down, she picked it up and found a small, dazzling gem, its colors blending emerald green with the radiance of sunlight. Her heart raced, knowing the stone's value was significant. Holding the gem, Layla felt a surge of inner conflict. Should I keep it? Who would just drop such a precious stone? She wondered. Thoughts of exchanging it for money or keeping it for herself filled her mind. Yet she recalled her mother's words, "Sincerity and humility will always guide your way." Looking around, she noticed a man standing at a distance, eyes worried, seemingly searching for something. Layla approached, voice trembling. "Sir, are you looking for something?" The man looked at her, his eyes lighting up with both relief and concern. "Yes. I dropped this gem. It's very important to me. Thank you for noticing." Layla handed him the gem, a sense of calm and relief washing over her. "This is your stone, sir. I found it on the street," she said, her voice gentle yet certain. The man held the gem, eyes full of gratitude. You are remarkable. I don't know what to say. This is the only gem that can help me complete my project, and now it's back thanks to you." Layla simply smiled, her eyes revealing quiet joy. "I just did what was right, and I'm genuinely happy to see you happy." Inside, a silent inner struggle continued. The temptation to keep the gem lingered, yet Layla sensed a subtle strength. Genuine joy and gratitude brought warmth far greater than any material value. She realized that humility does not diminish one's worth, but allows one to see the true value of their actions. The man, wishing to express his gratitude, took Layla's hand, eyes shining. "You are truly special. If everyone had a heart like yours, the world would be so different. I cannot repay you properly, but please accept my best wishes." Layla nodded, her heart filled with simple happiness. "Thank you. I am truly happy just to know you. Have your gem back." That day, Layla walked through the market, observing the stalls, the vendors, the children playing, feeling a quiet joy spreading through her. The gem had returned to its owner. But she realized the most valuable thing was not the stone itself, but the simple happiness of doing what is right and seeing someone else happy. In the following days, Layla often recounted the story to friends, not to boast, but to remind herself. Gratitude and humility are guiding forces in life. She learned that by resisting selfishness and temptation, one gains a deep, enduring joy that money can never buy. One evening, as the sunset bathed the street in warm light, Layla stood by a market wall, watching the last rays of sun filtering through the leaves, smiling. True happiness is not having more things, but knowing how to share, give, and cherish what we have. The laughter of children, the mingling scents of spices and fruits filled the air, blending with Layla's joy and gratitude. She understood that humility and gratitude are not just actions of a single day, but a way of living, a perspective that sees the world with an open heart. Walking home, the gem lingered in her mind, but what made her truly radiant was the peace and simple happiness in her heart, a feeling she knew would stay with her for life. She understood that sometimes a humble, grateful act, however small, can illuminate a life and make the human heart shine brighter. In Cairo's radiant sunset, Layla walked through the bustling crowd, her heart full of gratitude for the simple yet profound lessons life had offered. With every step, she felt that humility and gratitude are the light guiding every action and decision, the simplest yet most enduring joy in one's life. 5. 3. A breeze from afar, when gratitude teaches humility. In a small village in central Turkey, where golden fields stretched endlessly under the summer sun, a farmer named Kemal faced the harshest drought of his life. Kemal, in his 30s, had a strong, weathered frame from years of labor in the fields, but his eyes now reflected worry and despair. Months without a single drop of rain had turned lush green fields into cracked, barren land, and Kemal's crops were on the verge of failure. He walked along the fields, examining each wilted stalk, his heart heavy. I've done everything. Yet why does the sky abandon a poor farmer like me? He whispered, voice choked with frustration. One morning, as Kemal checked his nearly dry well, he saw a pickup truck stop near his gate. A stranger stepped out, around his age, with a kind face and warm eyes. Hello, sir. I'm Armin. I heard this year's drought has been very harsh here. I wanted to offer a little help. The stranger said sincerely. Kemal's eyes widened in surprise and embarrassment. You know about me? I don't know you, and I don't want to trouble anyone. Armin smiled gently. I didn't come for any reason other than to help. Sometimes, helping each other doesn't require reason or recognition. It only requires sincerity. Kemal hesitated, ashamed. He was used to relying on himself, hiding his struggles so as not to burden anyone. But now, confronted with Armin's genuine heart, he felt his own soften and realized that pride sometimes obstructs happiness and survival. Thank you. I don't know what to say, Kemal stammered. Armin simply nodded, then helped Kemal fill irrigation trenches, carry water from a nearby well, and shared techniques he had learned in other drought-stricken regions. The whole day, they worked side by side under the blazing sun and swirling dust, yet Kemal felt a profound comfort, not from water or crops, but from Armin's heartfelt care. That evening, as the sun began to set, Kemal sat on his porch, watching Armin pack up. Sir, how can I ever repay you? He asked, eyes earnest and full of emotion. Armin smiled. Don't worry. Just keep tending your land, living well, and appreciating what you have. When you help others in the future, that will be your repayment. Kemal remained silent, feeling shame gradually replaced by humility and gratitude. He realized that pride does not protect crops or bring happiness. It only keeps the heart closed to human kindness. In the following days, Kemal and Armin continued working together. Water from containers and irrigation channels was used efficiently, and the once parched soil began to show signs of life. Kemal understood that through humility and gratitude, he not only received help, but also learned to open his heart to goodness in life. One morning, standing in his fields and seeing young green shoots sprout, Armin approached, placing a hand on Kemal's shoulder. Look, you've done it. And when you help others, that's the real power of gratitude. Kemal looked into Armin's eyes and recognized a simple yet profound truth. Gratitude is not grand or showy. It is a way of living, a perspective that views the world with sincerity and humility. He smiled, a deep sense of peace spreading through his heart. By the end of the drought, Kemal's crops not only survived but recovered, and the story of the stranger who helped him spread quickly throughout the village. Yet Kemal never boasted. He quietly sowed seeds of gratitude and humility in every small daily action. One evening, as the sun cast a golden glow over the fields, Kemal bent down to touch the young stalks and whispered, Thank you. Thank you for teaching me humility, for showing me how to cherish life, and for helping me open my heart to kindness when I needed it most. The golden field swayed gently in the evening breeze, reflecting the simple joy within Kemal, the gratitude he would carry for the rest of his life. He understood that accepting help does not diminish dignity. Rather, it helps the heart grow and expand. True repayment lies in living well, helping others, and honoring every kindness life offers. Kemal walked through the fields, the last rays of sunlight on his shoulders, heart light, knowing that gratitude and humility had transformed the harsh drought into a priceless lesson. From now on, each green stalk would remind him of the power of sincerity and the unspoken gifts that guide a life. 5.4 A lesson from a friend. When gratitude teaches humility. In a small city in Japan, among the quiet streets lined with cherry blossoms in full bloom during spring, a high school student named Haruto walked home quietly. Haruto, 16, was slender, with a serious face and deep eyes, always proud of his academic abilities. But today, his eyes were filled with worry and a touch of self-doubt, for he had just received His exam results, far lower than he had expected. He entered the classroom, avoiding eye contact with his classmates. He heard whispers and curious glances. Haruto-sensei, he muttered to himself, a habit of silently addressing himself as a form of self-reassurance. Deep down, though, he felt ashamed. He was used to being at the top of the class, praised by teachers, and now this failure had shaken him. As he sat down, a classmate named Aiko, a cheerful and caring girl, approached him. Haruto, you seem a bit down today. Do you want me to help you review some lessons? Aiko asked, her eyes gentle and sincere. Haruto looked up, hesitating. I don't need it. I can manage on my own, he said, trying to hide the pride and hurt swelling inside. But he also felt a warmth from Aiko's genuine concern, a care offered without any expectation. That afternoon, when the other students had left, Aiko stayed to help Haruto, going over each problem and concept he struggled with. At first, Haruto sat stiffly, arms crossed, heart racing with pride. But gradually, he began to listen, take notes, and ask questions sincerely. Aiko, I don't understand this part. Could you explain it to me again? Aiko smiled without a hint of irritation. Of course. I'm happy to help. It's okay. Everyone struggles sometimes. Through those hours of study, Haruto realized that accepting help was not shameful. True humility opens the door to learning and growth. He felt a gentle comfort, not from grades or achievements, but from the heartfelt support of a friend. Over the following week, Haruto's performance improved, but more importantly, his mindset changed. One evening, as they walked home together under the golden streetlights, Haruto spoke, hesitant yet sincere. Aiko, I want to thank you. I was stubborn at first, but thanks to you, I've learned so much. Aiko smiled brightly. Don't mention it. I just wanted to help. My happiness comes from seeing you improve. Haruto bowed his head, gratitude filling his heart. I will never forget this, and I will try to help others, just like you helped me. From then on, Haruto learned to open his heart to receiving help and to cherish simple acts of kindness. He no longer feared failure, knowing that humility and gratitude would guide his steps in life. Each morning, entering the classroom, Haruto smiled at his friends, feeling connection and the joy of sharing. He realized that sometimes a small gesture of help can change one's perspective on oneself and the world around. One afternoon, as sunlight filtered through the classroom windows, Haruto stood by the frame, watching cherry blossoms gently fall, and whispered, "Thank you. Thank you for teaching me humility, for showing me how to appreciate, and for helping me open my heart to receive help." The golden light of the afternoon shone across the desks and the students' faces, reflecting the simple joy and sincere gratitude within Haruto. He understood that humility is not weakness, but a strength that allows one to recognize the value of friendship, help, and the quiet, profound acts of kindness in daily life. Haruto walked out into the schoolyard, took a deep breath, and felt the cool breeze through his hair, his heart filled with gratitude for the small but precious lessons life had offered. With each step, he knew that gratitude and humility would always be a guiding light, not only in his studies, but in every action and decision he would make in life. Amid the laughter of friends, the scent of cherry blossoms, and the fresh spring air, Haruto felt a deep sense of peace, a simple yet enduring joy. He knew that from now on, every memory of Aiko and their study sessions would remind him of the power of gratitude and humility, values that guide a meaningful and fulfilling life. 5.5 The Injured Bird. When gratitude teaches humility. In a small village in northern India, where green rice fields stretched to the foot of the mountains, there lived a blacksmith named Arjun. In his 30s, Arjun had a strong, muscular build, calloused hands, and eyes that sparkled with passion for his craft. He lived simply in a small house next to his forge, where glowing iron was shaped into tools and objects to serve the local villagers' daily needs. One spring morning, as golden sunlight bathed the village, Arjun stepped outside his forge to check the furnace when he heard a faint, distressed cry near the riverbank. The sound was weak and trembling. Filled with panic, Arjun immediately ran over and found a small bird, its wing trapped in an old string, chirping softly. Arjun knelt down, hesitating, and gently touched the bird. "O little one, how did you end up like this?" he said, his voice warm and full of compassion. The bird trembled, its eyes shining as if pleading for help. But Arjun knew that his forge was hot and his work could not be delayed. If he missed the crucial hours of the fire, many essential tools for the coming season would not be finished. He stood there, hand resting on the bird, torn between duty and compassion. What should I do? Work or save this little life? Arjun wondered, his eyes fixed on the bird, heart heavy. Beads of sweat fell from his forehead, mingling with the sunlight, creating a scene both tense and beautiful. Finally, Arjun decided, no, life is more precious than work. I cannot leave you here. He carefully untangled the bird's wing, soothing it to calm its fear. The bird fluttered its wings but did not fly away, trusting Arjun's protective hands. Arjun brought the bird inside the forge, placing it on a clean cloth and beginning to bandage its wing. While he worked, he recalled lessons from his childhood, when his parents taught that humility and gratitude are the roots of every righteous action. He realized that helping a fragile life is also a way to respect life itself and to learn gratitude for the simple gifts nature provides. The morning passed in quiet, with only the rhythmic sounds of the forge and the bird's gentle breathing. Arjun prepared a safe resting place for the bird, placing a bowl of water and some grains nearby. He sat beside it, watching it recover, feeling a profound, simple joy. When we learn to cherish life, nature teaches us humility, Arjun whispered, eyes following the bird's every small movement. By the next day, the bird had regained strength and fluttered its wings, ready to fly. Before disappearing into the blue sky, it paused and looked back, as if to express gratitude. Arjun smiled, feeling a deep sense of thankfulness from nature, a subtle connection he had never realized before. The story of Arjun and the little bird spread through the village, not for its miraculous nature, but because the villagers witnessed a simple yet meaningful act: humility before nature and gratitude for all living beings. Arjun continued his work at the forge, but in every strike of the hammer, every cut of metal, he remembered that life is not just about labor, it is about respecting and appreciating the world around us. One evening, as the sun set and bathed the forge in golden light, Arjun stood by the window, watching the birds soar through the sky, and whispered, "Thank you. Thank you to this life, for teaching me humility and for showing me how to cherish every living being, no matter how small." The gentle wind blew through the glowing metal, sunlight reflected across the forge, all harmonizing with the simple joy in Arjun's heart. He realized that humility and gratitude are not merely virtues. They are the path to sensing the beauty of life, to living fully and in harmony with all creatures. In the days that followed, each time Arjun looked at a finished tool, he remembered the little bird and the light in its eyes. Every strike of his hammer, every piece of hot iron was not only work, but a way to express respect and gratitude for life. He understood that humility is recognizing one's limits before nature, and gratitude is responding to the gifts that life offers, big or small. One morning, as the sun rose, Arjun stepped outside, gazing at the vast green fields, hearing birds singing across the village, and smiled, whispering, "Thank you. Thank you for showing me that living with gratitude and humility is the simplest happiness life can give." Amid the wind, the bird song, and the morning light, Arjun felt a deep, lasting peace. He knew that from now on, every hammer strike, every act in his forge, every step along the village paths would be guided by humility and gratitude, values that give true meaning to life. 15+ Buddhist parables, awakening your mind. Through more than 15 Buddhist parables we've explored together, each story acts like a small lantern illuminating the darker corners of the mind. From lessons on courage, integrity, humility, gratitude, and the power of forgiveness, every character and scenario reflects a mirror of ourselves, our choices, desires, fears, and moments of sudden insight. In Buddhism, stories are more than words. They are mirrors for the soul, gentle reminders that even the smallest actions create karma, and that every experience in life can become a lesson for growth. You may see yourself in the bravery of a warrior, the patience of a young girl, the forgiveness of someone who has been hurt, or the humility of a farmer or blacksmith. Each story carries a subtle but profound message. Your mind can change, and when it does, the world around you changes too. What makes these Buddhist parables extraordinary is that they never impose, but instead open a space for reflection, for readers to ask questions and find answers within themselves. Through reading, you may recognize old patterns, forgotten emotions, and cultivate positive qualities: courage, integrity, compassion, gratitude, and forgiveness. The beauty of these stories is that they gently guide us to understand that enlightenment is not something distant, but awareness in every ordinary moment. A mindful glance, a kind act, a sincere word, all can become stepping stones to spiritual growth and a deeper connection with ourselves and those around us. These parables are a journey where each page, each passage reminds us that life is impermanent, but an awakened mind allows us to move through change with peace and clarity. When we live with gratitude and mindfulness, every moment becomes an opportunity to connect more deeply with ourselves and the world. If these stories have touched your heart, if they have sparked reflection and new insights about life, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video so that others can also be inspired, letting messages of courage, integrity, humility, and gratitude reach further. And if you want to continue this journey with more profound stories and simple yet meaningful Buddhist lessons, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to never miss the next video. Every like, share, and subscription not only supports the channel, but also helps create a community of hearts that listen, feel, and open. Let these Buddhist parables be more than stories you read once. Let them be a source of inspiration to awaken your mind and guide you toward a life of peace, mindfulness, and fulfillment every day.